Let's start with a couple of sort of orders of business. You had another reserve game, under 23s game this week. How beneficial is that proving to be to not just some of the younger players, but one or two of those that need a bit of match practice and back from injury and whatnot?
It's really good. Seamus got 45 again, which that's helping him on his road to recovery and hopefully getting him back into the first team. And then some good performances from some of the younger lads and some of the lads who've been on the fringe of the first team. Jack Nolan was quite impressive. Jovan got a couple of really good goals. Joel got minutes, but he got a little bit of an injury, so that was a bit of a blow. Liam Coleman was excellent. Louis Mansell, excellent. So the lads at the back did really well. Yabs, Archie and Harry Perrott all did really well. Young Dylan going in there. So really good experience for them, and showed a lot of character. They were 2-0 down, come back to 3-2, finished the game 3-3, which probably a fair result. It's all part of the progress of trying to get them slotted into the first team at some stage.
A week with no midweek first team game, what does that mean for the recovery time and the kind of nearness to fitness of people like Joe Pritchard, John O'Sullivan and Seamus Keneally, clearly back playing and back out on the grass, as managers say?
Yeah, I mean, just Joe's a bit frustrating because I think Joe will just be one of them, once it stops giving them pain, he'll be able to play. And who knows when that's going to be. So that's a little bit frustrating because it's just a waiting game. But John O has been training with the first team, so he's not a million miles away. Seamus isn't a million miles away, so it's looking too bad.
And we've been without Harvey Rogers for a couple of weeks as well. What's the situation there?
Yeah, he's just got a little small fracture on his leg. He's probably going to be out for about another 6 weeks.
I guess that's a big blow to him because he just kind of established himself.
Yeah, no, Harvey's been doing smashing. It is a blow, and especially for him himself. Yeah, but it's part and parcel of the game. As Ronnie Barker once said, as once was said to Ronnie Barker, occupation hazard.
And I suppose I've just been speaking to David Morgan, and sometimes players take a while to kind of get that opportunity, and when they do, they really seize it. He appears to have done that. I think Harvey had done that. Does it really please you when that happens, when a player's patience kind of pays off? Well,
it pleases me when they keep themselves in condition that they can grab that opportunity when it comes, and them two lads in question have. And it's not always easy, to come in and make a difference, and thankfully them two have.
A week without the midweek game, I appreciate a lot played in the under 23s. Do you change things? Is anything different, or is it just more time on the training pitch because you've got that luxury?
We're always looking to try and get ourselves in optimum condition for the next game ahead, the next league game. And we've worked on a few things. We've looked at Wigan, and they're a good side. They've got good players, and they all know the jobs. So it'll be a tough game, but we know that people coming to Accrington, there's a little bit of trepidation, but anyone who comes to Accrington, so hopefully Saturday will be the same.
A couple of other things that have kind of come up this week. Tom Scully's got a new contract. I know he's one of those that maybe the next cab off the rank kind of thing. How far away is he from trouble in your first team?
He's a good player, Tom, and he is certainly one for the future, but I think being around the first team on a daily basis, which he is, and seeing what we demand, it'll put him in the right frame of mind to get into the first team. And he played well on Tuesday. Had more of an impact on the game, and that's what we're looking to see.
And you've not got Harry Pell this weekend, suspended, 5 yellow cards already. Is that a concern? 5 in 7 games, I think it is?
I'd be lying if it wasn't, if I said it wasn't. It's something that, his game is based on aggression and being, getting himself around the park. I think he's been unfairly done to a couple of times. Well, one was proven to be wrong. But it is what it is, you don't want to take that element of his game out of him, so he's just got to taper it down and get it so it fits both ways, and he has an impact on the game, but he doesn't spiral into having a terrible disciplinary record.
Is it always a case of opportunity knocks for someone when you lose someone?
Well, it is, but I think Ethan's been knocking on the door for 10 days now, and eventually you're going to have to open the door to him. He's been outstanding. And I'm sure he'll grab his opportunity with both hands on Saturday.
let's talk about home form, because it's been terrific. You've only won the one away game so far. I know there are caveats to that. Does that add pressure to your home form, or is that the foundation for a good season if you can carry it on?
Every game is going to be different. You know, it's nice to play at home, but it's no guarantee that you're going to win. But we have had good results at home. Whether our form's been strong, I don't know about that, but we've been getting good results. And we've got to build on that. We've got to play better. We think we're going in the right direction. We possibly played our best performance of the season last week against Sunderland, even though we lost. And we played with a little bit more of an identity last week, and that's what we're heading to do. And hopefully that will see you with winning games. It isn't always the case that when you play well you win. But it won't be for the want of trying, certainly with our lads. And you know, we want to continue in the vein of last week and try and make a lot of chances, and hopefully more of them will go in.
I know you're not a fan of the phrase "take the positives," but was there a lot to be encouraged by at the Stadium of Light?
Well, there won't be many teams who'll go there and have 21 shots. You know, end of. So you've got to take that as a positive. I know, looking at the game, and I think most Sunderland fans and certainly their staff agreed, it was a toss of a coin. It could have gone either way, that game. And, you know, probably a draw was a fair result. But there's no point bleating about it. There's no point looking back at it. You learn from the goals we conceded and try and eradicate them. And then, you know, try and build on the positives of how we attacked and the chances that we made.
Wigan, you can't talk about them without talking about links to Accrington Stanley. Just their manager, Liam Richardson, somebody you know massively well, player, started bits and bobs of coaching when you were manager here, and obviously has gone on to coaching and management. What he has done with them, the situation they were in last season, where they weren't getting paid and all those kind of things, what does that say about him?
Well, you know, Liam was brought up on that at Accrington, so he knows how I dealt with it. I think, you know, you've got to give him credit. You know, he was in my top 3 for manager of the year last year for the job he did at Wigan, and you know, now it's a fresh start for them. The expectations have risen massively, and you know, you then tend to put a lot of pressure on yourself. Yeah, and Liam will probably be feeling more inward pressure than external pressure. I'm sure he's good enough and strong enough to deal with it.
Do those times of adversity make you better and make you stronger in the long run?
And there's a school of thought on that. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. There's something there. No one likes going through adversity, but you've got to get through it. And it is always a lot better when it's ended, that's for sure. And I'm sure they'll be feeling no different.
And I guess there probably hasn't been this many former or current Accrington Stanley managers in one place at the same time, probably ever.
Yeah, it is what it is, but you know, we had a couple of good games against them last year. You know, the one at the DW, is it the DW now, what's it called, or whatever it's called. That was strange beyond belief. But we think we're a little bit stronger than last year, and they'll think they're a hell of a lot stronger than last year, so should make for a good game.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. How different are they, and how much stronger are they, and kind of how much are you going to have to step up if necessary compared to last year?
Well, I think we have stepped up a little bit, but they definitely have. You know, they've made a lot of signings, a lot of good signings, and you know, people talk about managers. You're only as good as your players, and they've got a good set of players.